Hey, today we're doing an oil change on a Miata. Whew. So I guess on my way to AutoZone. I don't know how often everybody else changes their oil, but I try to do it under 10,000. This time it's actually right at the 10,000 mark. I think this is the longest oil change I've put out, or waited for at least. I know normally I do them at 8,000 miles, just to have just to be on the safer side. Yeah, so this is a 1990 Miata. It's 1.6. If you don't really know about Miatas, it's a 4-cylinder, 5-speed. Mine's the manual. Rear-wheel drive, 2-seater sports car. I wouldn't really call this thing a sports car, but it's very sporty at least. May not be the fastest car, but it's a pretty fun car to drive nonetheless. I've owned it for about a little bit over a year and a half, moving on to my second year of ownership. Eventually I plan on doing a review, you know, just talking about how it's been to own a Miata, honestly, or just what I see as, you know, good and bad about the car. I enjoy the car though. I've wanted one for a while, so I was really happy to get one. I actually got a really good Miata, but you know, just kind of broke, so kind of hasn't gotten to what a car could be, and it's still it's still very much stock. But even at stock, this car is quite surprisingly fun. It was actually one of the best downshifts I've done in a while. Wow. Alright, well, pulling up to the AutoZone now, and I have to take this entrance very slowly because they decided to just have the deepest entrance to the store. Alright, well, get the filter, get the oil, and yeah, I got this K&N oil filter. I've been seeing a lot of people use them, and I just saw that they had some on AutoZone, so I said, hey, you know, let's give it a shot. Maybe it won't be that bad, and you know, it's, I guess, somehow an upgrade for the Miata. I've just been using normal STP oil filters, and those have been working fine, but let's see how these work out. I left my lights on, and the car died. We just have to get it on the little ramps. Thank God it actually started. Jesus. So the important thing here is to not fall off of those ramps, so we're gonna try to give it our best shot, but it's half tricky doing it by yourself, but alright, sick. That actually turned out a lot better. We're actually on you know, high horsepower engines. You know, people run 2Js, RBs, you got your rotors, you got your SRs. Well, alright guys, I don't know if you're prepared for this, but let me show you a little something. See that? That's the real horsepower machine right there. Alright, so this is a how-to video on, Jesus Christ my guy, put some brake fluid on that thing. This is my 1990 Miata, but figured most oil changes should be the same for Miata going around. So always lay a piece of cardboard down. That's just my preference. I don't like to get too dirty. So like most oil changes, you're gonna wanna locate your oil drain, which for the Miata, it's this guy here. All right, so you're gonna want to get a, oh my god, I forgot the oil pan. Damn. So I got an oil pan. Underneath, once you get your 19, I'd recommend putting it on an extension, because if you're too close to it, you know, you're gonna get some hot oil on you, bud. And that's honestly not the way to start you know, an oil change with just hot oil, whew, all over you. You're gonna wanna break this loose, take off the ratchet, and just loosen it by hand. You're gonna wanna apply some pressure towards the oil pan. I do this because it gives you easier control when you remove the bolt that the oil is being in. You can see it start dripping out a little bit. This is even easier when you have a magnetic bit, because that just kind of holds on to it. But if you don't, like me, you gotta play that trick of catching it right. And yeah, got some oil here. Pretty worn out oil. Wow. So one thing you're gonna want to do up here, which is, I don't know, a trick that someone else had told me, not sure if it's true or not, but take the oil cap off. You know, I guess it's gonna be easier for all the oil to fully flow off. Bolt back in there, a little bit tightened. I don't know what Mazda was thinking when they made this, but that's the oil filter right there. This boy right here, under the intake, which interesting decision on them to put it. So now you just kind of got to play a game of putting your oil pan down there, and when you remove the filter, you know, there is no non-messy way to change the oil. At least I've never had a clean oil change with this. The easiest trick that I've found is to squeeze your hand between these two fuel lines here. So you're gonna want to squeeze that under there as so, and you're able to grab the oil filter from underneath here. Nope, there we go. Alright, so you break it loose a little bit, oil pan's down there. You're gonna make a mess. Alright, so it's loosened, it's coming off. You can hear it dripping oil. Hope you can at least. So you're gonna turn it about to where it's loose, and if you don't want to make a mess, you have to kind of grab it, turn it towards you. It's warm, and then snake it out, and there we go. Oil filters out. Filter removals are done. As you can see, I only spilled a few drops here, and cardboard caught most of that. Yeah, it's usually a whole lot more messier, but I guess I got lucky this time. Oil filter back on. We're just gonna do the exact same thing we did to get it off. You're gonna want to snake it through here. Grab a rag, clean my hands off. See if I can clean the filter off, because I got a little bit of oil on it. Okay, yeah, there you go. And you're just gonna want to tighten it. So now your last step's just gonna be to, you know, put some new oil in the engine. And even flow, even flow. Yes. We're just gonna cap that off now. Now just check that you've added the right amount of oil. You're gonna pull out the dipstick. I don't trust the first time. Not sure if you're gonna be able to see it on the camera, but yeah, I got it just right. I like to scoop this out now. Up there. We're gonna grab our old oil filter. You know. That's just so I won't forget and you know, not do it. Pick this thing up and then make a huge mess. Now we can start the engine up. You're gonna want to let it idle for a while. Alright, while the engine's been idling, you're gonna want to come down here. Make sure it's not dripping oil. And all good. Alrighty now, so now the engine's been idled, it's warm. It's time to bring it off the rams, put my stuff away, and take it out for a drive. Come back around. Take off your brakes from either side. Quite honestly, one of the most terrifying parts about working on a Miata, because even in stock form, man, the car's kind of low, and things like this, you're scared of scraping. All right, let's go. Coming back slowly, slowly, slowly. Oh, it actually wasn't that bad. Sorry for my dirty phone screen, but I don't know if you guys do this or not. You know, just keep a log of your oil changes. I don't know why I do mine. I think it's just nice to have a record of maintenance or any work you do on the car, you know. So right now I'm gonna go drop that used oil and filter off at AutoZone, and then I'm gonna go get gas. So yeah. Back in the car, we're gonna get some gas now. Yeah. I don't think I recorded me dropping off the oil to AutoZone, but yeah. Sorry about that. Just didn't get around to getting that. Anyways, the car feels nicer. Man, this car's so fun to drive. Bumpy. Bumpy as hell. Bumpy as all hell. But it is fun to drive. Something just flopped back there. I'm not so sure what it was, and hoping it wasn't a piece of plastic from my car, but it doesn't look like anything that is from my car, and we also didn't remove any plastic pieces, so I think we're all in the clear. I think something that's really fun about this car is being able to chuck it into a corner, and it's just so light. These things are really just big go-karts, you know? The Miata's great, you know? Sure, it doesn't get the best gas mileage, but it's pretty great. Alright, well, here at the gas station, so we're gonna get some gas now.